That's true love. When your partner farts right in your face, that's true love.
Yeah. Farts are underrated in relationships, bro. Like, they signal so much. You know what? I'm not gonna even finish that sentence.
Yeah, I'm like, where are you going with this? Like,
I was
I'm not even
really
gonna
curious
finish
where you
that.
were going with this. And
I'm not even gonna finish that sentence.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Anime Club, After Dark's movie reviews and discussion detailing the good, the bad, and the downright ridiculous of anime movies. I'm your host, Alex, but you can call me Senpai, and tonight I am joined by our poser extraordinaire, Natai.
It's good to be here with you, Alex. For a second there, Chino and I were very synchronized in our head bobbing, and it like scared the shit out of me for a second. It was too accurate. It's like the Matrix.
it was aligning.
Yeah.
I have to be perfectly honest with you. This entire time, I was holding back a sneeze, and I'm very proud that it went away.
Oh,
Good job, buddy. Good job.
I got like midway through that. I was like, "Oh God, I got to sneeze," and it just went away. And I kept going. It's like, okay, this is fine.
this guy be hosting.
That's right. I'm a hoster extraordinaire. We also have
Hoster extraordinaire.
we also have the man-made horrors they were actually talking about in Shinoda.
It is I.
Yes, with the Ghibli shirt.
Yeah. Check out my shirt. It's cool as shit.
I love how it's all the characters.
Yeah,
it's
really,
like,
really cute.
Like, yeah.
What
Yeah,
do
when
they
I went
call
to
these?
the-
Like black balls of whatever? What?
He loves putting
Oh,
black
cool.
balls in his mouth. I've seen him at Boba.
Yeah, that's true. They were the spirit suits? I forgot. They had a specific name. I completely
Anyway.
forgot what their names were. Yeah.
Anyway, the three of us have gotten together tonight because we are going to be reviewing Princess Mononoke. Now, for those of you who have been like long-term listeners or watchers of this podcast, you might be asking
Thank you,
yourself,
by the way.
wait a minute. Yeah, first of all, yeah, thank you for still being here.
Yeah.
We're glad you're here. But also, you might be asking yourself, wait a minute. Haven't you guys already done a review of Princess Mononoke? And I'm like, yes, we have. It was actually one of the very first movie reviews we ever did, and it's about 5 years old now. In fact, by the time this comes out, it will be just over 5 years since that review came out.
In the ancient times.
In the ancient times. This is before
the
we
dark
did
times.
video recordings.
Before the Empire.
Before the COVID.
Before, yeah. Well, it was 2020, and it was around the time lockdowns were happening, so...
More during.
During.
But yeah, but the reason we have decided to kind of redo our review is because, as many of you probably know, there is a 4K. That cat is crazy in the background, man.
So for the audio listeners, so this cat is in my room and like she's having the zoomies, I guess, because now is a perfectly fine time for that.
Please, dear
Anyway.
God, like, check out the video version of this
Yeah.
because, like, it's fantastic to see.
Hey, it's something entertaining in the background, I guess.
Exactly. Also, Natai is in a new place now.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
we're in
still-
this
it's-
room.
I mean, but
Yeah.
the camera is set up in a different place now.
Yeah, I moved. So long story short, I built a PC finally with a few friends of mine. Yeah,
You're
it's
finally off the laptop crew.
finally off the laptop crew. I will always have a place in mind for laptop crews. For those of you who will take 8 hours to render an hour-long video, I'll always be there with you in spirit, but not anymore. So yeah, part of that new arrangement with the PC was working in this room. We're leaving the couch. The realm of the couch is in the past. This is a new era.
Yeah, just don't put a
Welcome
black light
to-
on that bed behind him. It's
Yeah,
not
welcome to
pretty.
the
Yeah.
era of the bedroom, Natai.
Yeah, it's time to decorate this room.
Yes.
Add some color.
But yeah, so since it was the 4K restoration of Princess Mononoke that was put in theaters graciously by G-Kids. By the way, G-Kids out there pulling yeoman's work this year. They also have, I forget when they said it was coming out, but it's going to be a 4K restoration of Wolf Children later this year that they're putting back in theaters.
Don't say.
Super hyped for that.
Yeah, I'm super hyped for that as well. But since this was going on and both myself and Shinoda got a chance to go watch this in theaters, we thought, you know what? it's been long enough. Why not redo our review now that we are doing,
Redo of
stuff?
Healer, bro. What do you mean? That's what we're talking about today.
No.
We don't revisit stuff that we've done in the past super often, but we thought in this particular instance it was justified. I don't think Natai. Well, both of you. I think myself and John were the ones that were on that review. I think
I wasn't
neither
there.
of you two were on there.
Nope. Plus,
So-
it was my first time actually watching the movie.
Yeah.
Oh.
So we have a first-time watcher joining us as well. Now, Natai, unfortunately, because of where you live, you weren't able to see it, the 4K restoration in theaters. Maybe someday.
I got to see the Netflix restoration of the film.
You mean the downgrade? I'm just kidding.
You know, the one with the ads right when you finish the movie. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it? It's great.
I'm so immersed. Thank you, Netflix.
Yeah. So number one, if you've seen that original review we did, thank you for watching it. We hope you enjoyed this redux review that we're doing for the 4K restoration with 2 additional perspectives that weren't in the original review that we did. Not really gonna go too hard into like the background stuff of this movie. If you want that, please go listen to the original podcast that we did, the original review, because all that stuff is in there and it hasn't obviously changed. It's still directed and written by Hayao Miyazaki. It's still done by Studio Ghibli. Still a movie from 1997. It's amazing looking at it that it's a movie from 1997.
This freaking movie is younger than me by 5 months. That's crazy.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you are a babby.
I'm a babby. And it still holds up.
And it
Almost
still holds
30
up.
years later. Shy of 30 years, yeah.
Yeah, just shy of 30 years. So
Honestly, I think it does more than hold up. It's better than some of the modern day stuff, in my opinion.
yeah.
We'll
Like,
get to that,
shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to think that this movie was originally made on a budget of 2.35 billion Japanese yen. That is around 15.6 million US dollars in 1997. I did some inflation calculations. That equates to around $31.1 million today.
Still
Wow.
cheaper than some of the most, like some of just the standard productions happening in Hollywood. And
Still
TV
cheaper
now.
than Snow White, am I right, boys?
Am I right? Yeah,
Oh,
boy.
Low
Yep.
blow, low blow.
Yep.
I've never rooted for a poison apple so hard in my life.
Oh,
You know, I
Alex.
think that movie actually gave me trauma. Because
You watched it?
No, not the new one. Not the new. God, no.
Oh, the
Not
old
new
one,
one.
the
That was
like
the
the
old
1930s cartoon.
Yeah, I think.
Wait,
so,
how? Why?
Sidebar, real quick sidebar. So as a kid, I remember watching Snow White and being so scared of it. Like the moment the witch comes on, as a kid, I shed my pants, bro. I was so afraid of that bit, and it got to the point where I literally told my mom, "You need to hide this VHS. I do not want to see it anywhere. I don't want to see any trace of it." And she actually did. She actually put it away somewhere where I couldn't find it. And for years and years, like, it was non-existent. Like, this movie, no one knows where it is. No one knows where the cassette is. Because I demanded it to be disposed of. But then, as like, at one point, because I like green apples. Like, I love them. I think, like, it tastes really nice. And at one point, I'm thinking to myself, and I'm like, wait. So this is why I don't eat red apples. This freaking movie. It messed with my brain that hard that I don't even eat red apples. But then, like a few years ago, I told my mom, I was like, "Mom, I can do it. I can handle it. It's time." And I rewatched it. It was actually really good.
Yeah, listen, I've rewatched that movie recently too, the original 1937.
It's good.
Yeah. I think it's the first feature length
Animated feature.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah,
first feature length animated
Yeah.
movie. And it's phenomenal. Like it holds up really, really well.
It literally financed the entire like creation of Walt Disney Animation Studios. Like
Yeah.
the success of that movie. It's crazy.
So getting back to Princess Mononoke.
So Princess Mononoke, right?
So I looked this up too on Box Office Mojo, and I was shocked to see what I found. So far, with its original theatrical release in Japan and its releases in the United States and the multiple re-releases it's had theatrically throughout the world, and with home video releases, it has got a total worldwide box office as of March 30th, 2025 of $210.1 million US.
God damn.
And in its opening weekend alone for the 4K restoration in the United States made 4.1 million of those dollars.
That's insane.
And that is
It
almost
really is.
quadruple. That is almost quadruple what it made in its original theatrical run in the United States in 1999.
That's amazing.
That's
I
wild
wonder-
to me.
I wonder what the production cost would be for the 4K restoration. Like, how much the project cost to
That's-
produce.
That's a great question. I was not able to find any kind of information on that. If anyone out there can find an article where that's referenced, I would love to read it. Please link it down below. But I do wonder how much the restoration effort cost. It is a full, it's a film negative restoration. So they had the original film negatives, and that's what they did the remaster for. There was no AI upscaling or anything that was done.
It was an actual
Miyazaki
restoration.
sat frame by frame, adjusting the pixel just right, so you get all nature in all its glory in this 4K version.
I did kind of want to mention that. It's actually a good lead into one of the first things I wanted to talk about. So as someone who has watched both the original and now this 4K restoration, it's a beautiful restoration. It deserves, if you can, go watch this on the big screen. It deserves to be watched on a big screen.
That's awesome to hear.
Quality of the restoration is amazing. It looks like they also did some color correction with this restoration, because the colors are way more vibrant than the original film print. So I mean, the 4K restoration looks amazing. It looks better than it's ever looked. And to be fair, the original looks amazing too.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I've seen a couple clips of the original, and now that I've watched the whole thing 4K version, holy crap, the difference is actually telling. Like, it's gorgeous, but it doesn't look ugly or out of place either. I mean,
No.
They upscaled the hell out of it. It's amazing what they did.
Yeah,
It's awesome.
All the people that worked on this restoration, congratulations. Your work paid off. It looks amazing. I hope, because I know G-Kids was responsible for distributing this, I hope they also do a home video release of this 4K restoration, because I'd love to own it.
Sure,
I would
yeah,
absolutely love to own this 4K restoration.
Have they done another major 4K restoration project? Where they distribute in the West, at least.
I'm sure they have. I would not know what the most recent one is off the top of my head.
Because if they produce Blu-rays for that in the West as well, then maybe there's a good chance that for Princess Mononoke they also do a release, a Blu-ray release. That is.
Yeah. And I know they have done distribution for Blu-rays and stuff like that in the past. So I'm here for it. If you listen, G-Kids, if you want to put it out there, you take my money, please. Y'all are out there doing
sponsor us.
Yeah, G-Kids sponsor us, please. I will shill your shit. Y'all do great work. I'm not lying.
They also did a 4K restoration of Ghost in the Shell too.
Oh, was that them?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so that was last year.
Again,
Which, by the way, we did a movie review on that. You should go check it out.
Yeah, I know for certain G-Kids don't actually produce the 4K restoration, but the wider release and the Blu-ray release.
Yeah, they distribute the stuff. They don't necessarily.
Yeah, the distribution part. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to clarify.
And apparently 2 years ago, Nadia, The Secret of Blue Water.
Oh, no shit.
Blue Water. That's a blast from the past if ever
I've
heard one.
Yes, that's a serious blast from the past.
That OP is so good, by the way. For
yeah,
it
is.
Blue Water. I love that opening song.
Man, maybe that's something we should review sometime.
See, that one is interesting because of the whole story behind it. How there's this chunk of episodes where Arno was busy making the ending, so he wasn't part of that chunk of episodes, and you can tell apparently it's interesting. Also considering that project sort of led to his depression episode and thus Evangelions.
Yeah.
I'd love to check
I
it
mean, if you want to talk about stories, I mean, there's stories behind like the making of this, and in particular with the localization.
out. Of Mononoke?
Yes.
Oh,
Do you want to take a stab at who was the person responsible for localizing this? It's a name you've probably heard.
Disney?
Unfortunately, no, buddy. It's so
Well, I mean,
much worse.
I mean,
Oh, is it
technically,
Miramax?
yes. It was Miramax, which was owned by Disney at the time. But no, the person responsible for the translation is the one and only scumbag himself, Neil Gaiman.
Yikes.
Yeah, it's and you know
I mean,
who
I
was,
was
head of
about to be
Miramax
critical of the dub for a sec, so I don't. Now
Well,
I
you
don't
know
feel
who was
as
head
bad,
of
but
Miramax at the time this came out too?
Harvey
Our boy Harvey
Weinstein.
Weinstein.
This
This is also where the story comes from of Hayao Miyazaki sending him the sword that just said no cuts because they wanted to cut up the movie.
No cuts. That's such a baller move. Like, god damn.
It's a Miyazaki move, is what it is.
Listen, that's I don't.
Aside from being
I
a
still don't-
shitty
I
dad,
still-
like I respect him quite a bit.
I still don't know if it was actually Miyazaki that did that. It may have been one of his assistants that actually did it, but it
I
sounds like
fully
something he would
believe-
do.
I fully
Bro, with
believe
how
that
much
is a
Miyazaki-
Miyazaki move.
Yeah, with how much he's such a control freak, dude. Come on, like.
Yeah, I mean, there's stories behind the scenes with this too. Like, and another thing, like the dub. I don't know if either. Well, I know Chino, you haven't seen the English dub yet, right?
No, I didn't get to unfortunately work with. Too
But you
busy.
do it. But I think you do intend to watch the English dub at some point.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, definitely do because it's one of the best like Ghibli English dubs I've ever watched.
Yeah. I have seen clips of the dubs, and from what I have seen, it was pretty damn good.
It's
so I am
got
fully
Keith
intending.
fucking David in it.
Keith David is great in this movie, but it's
Yes.
I watched this movie only in dub. This is my second time watching the movie, and I watched only in dub so far. And
Yeah.
I think it's an alright dub. I think it's pretty decent. There are some aspects to it which kind of drives me insane, and I'm like, but we'll get to it when we get to it. I have a lot
But
of
it's got
thoughts
some.
about the dub.
It's got some quality like star power. Like,
Sure.
and a lot of Ghibli dubs
Sure.
are like this, especially
Yep.
the ones since Disney took over like distribution. But it's got Keith David. It's got Gillian Anderson. It's got John DiMaggio in it. Billy
It's got
Bob
some
Thornton.
serious star power. Yeah.
I still think my favorite Ghibli English casting is Michael Keaton as Pocoroso.
Yes, Batman
so
is
good.
the fucking pig.
So good. He'd rather be a pig than a fascist, bro. Come
You'd rather be pig than Batman.
on. But yeah,
Oh my god, yeah, that's.
I can
probably
talk
my
about the
favorite.
dub when we wish to, but I have thoughts about the dub.
Yeah. There's really not a whole lot more to say about like the art and animation that wasn't said in our original review. The very fluid character animations in this. I mean, there are parts of this where it's like I struggle to realize that it's hand drawn. Like it's so fluid.
Crazy. Everything that has to do with like the demons, like with the whole like
Yeah.
wormy sort of like skin that they have, where it's like all these small parts that like go and flow together. Like the part at the end where like you see like that one of the gods, and you have this sort of like curse and sickness on them. Like it looks incredible. I have no idea how like they pull it off.
I do want to tell you. I mentioned in here there is a small amount of CGI in this movie. That's one of the small amounts.
It
Oh,
looks, but it looks
okay.
so good.
The curse stuff like that looks like giant worms.
Is it CG?
That is limited CGI, but it's integrated
Really?
very well with the
It's
hand drawn
like-
animation.
It's
I would have
so
never
well-
guessed.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
I knew going in that there was like an extremely limited amount of CGI from way back then, but I was like, where is it? I don't see it. This all looks like the Miyazaki hand drawn style. I literally cannot tell if there's any CGI in this. It's just
Looks
that
breathtaking.
beautiful. Yeah, it is.
I think that's really the only CGI that's in this movie. I think that transformation scene with like the deer god. I
don't
think
think
that's
that's CG.
partially CGI, but most of it's hand drawn.
It looks incredible, and it's so detailed, and you have.
I will say, That deer god's face still freaks me out every time I see
Bro,
it.
bro, the god of the forest or whatever that spirit name is, like it's so freaky every time.
Especially
It's
the
so
first time you
uncanny.
see it, because it's like a hard cut right
It's
to
a
the
hard
face. I was like,
cut.
oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. It's really cool though, because it's like it's truly
You
telling
don't expect
of
it.
like a deity. Yeah, like an actual forest deity.
It looks
It's-
alien.
Yeah, but it's like it fits the profile of a forest deity so well. It is otherworldly. It is divine.
I mean, having it look like a deer is very appropriate for it being a forest deity.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Also-
yeah, absolutely.
Speaking of designs, I think it's safe to say that Sun is one of like the best designs, like most iconic designs in anime. It's very simple.
Very iconic and very
It's
recognizable.
very iconic. Like you like when you see it, you know what it is like right away. There's no.
I mean,
like,
the thing that's crazy to me is like I guess you could say she is a main character in this story, but the real like the focus character is
Ashitaka.
Ashitaka, and
Yeah,
like he's
he's
almost never
protagonist.
used in any marketing material.
Because I mean, and again, because look at her, look
I
at
know.
her. You know, she looks great. Their design is great. It's very simple, but it's like catches your eye.
It's just so iconic. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's well built character design is what it is.
Yeah. I also love how like almost none of the characters in this movie like have last names. They
Yeah,
only have one name.
that's right. They do.
It's very easy to remember names too. Thank you, Hayao Miyazaki.
Also, like just in general, like the cast is like really good. Like I really like some of the support characters. Obviously, like I like Sun. I like the villain of the movie quite a bit. I think she's badass. I think she's great.
Oh, Eboshi.
Iboshi, yeah. And I
And
like
it's
some,
it's
like,
hard to say that she's a villain. I definitely
Yeah.
want to talk about this. Like
antagonist.
one of my favorite things about this story overall is how like none of the characters really are inherently evil. Like they all have a good reason to do what they do. Some of them are misguided, yes, but they have good reasons for doing what they do.
Yeah, and also like I like all the like small supporting characters that reoccur, like that one lady that always shits on her husband.
Yeah.
Tokyo was her. I don't remember, but
Toki.
she's great.
Toki, yeah.
Like it's just a very like again it has that like sort of Ghibli charm, and it's
Yeah, where even the side slash background characters are enjoyable.
Yeah. Like all the female characters in that village that end up having like speaking roles, like they all come back around at some point, and it's like, okay, you gave all these characters like little mini arcs, and it was great.
I wouldn't even say they had many arcs per se, but like you could tell that they're a person. Like they
their
actually had
characterization
like,
is done
breathed
very
into it.
well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they're not just background like fluff.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
Really,
they feel like
So-
real characters in this world.
So I will say, I actually, when I went to watch this, I actually went with my little sister. It was her first time seeing this movie as well. She was absolutely in love. Like when I was
Awesome.
driving,
So cool.
when I was driving her back afterwards, we were just discussing the movie, and she was just like, "Holy shit, that was amazing!" Like just
What was her favorite part of the movie?
the animation, like the
It's beautiful.
beautiful, just holy shit animation. Like she was just glowing about it, and I'm just like, yeah, no, like this is like what real good movies are like.
It's crazy
That's
to
so
me
cool.
because like there are some Ghibli movies I can point to where while I might still like them, aspects of the animation are definitely dated.
Yeah,
But this is one of those ones that it never seems to get old. Like it still looks just as good today as it did when it came out.
Mm-hmm. So, like, Jonah, for you watching it for the first time, like, what did you know walking into the movie? Like, what did you know, and how did did it live up to that expectation you had, or were you just like totally blind to whatever is in the movie? You just went with it.
I really didn't know that much. It helps to have a memory that's not the best. But no, like I've seen
Not when
only
you're
a
trying to make content, it's not.
So outside of like what I've seen in, let's say, AMVs and such, where there's like featured clips, I just knew that there was a freaky worm boar. There was a guy,
Freaky.
yeah. Um, there was a guy. There was some like weird deer, and like that's pretty much it. I really didn't have any context for any of the clips I've seen. I didn't know what the hell was going on. So I feel like when I went in, I truly went in blind and just only having seen very short clips of like random moments. I was like, I don't know what's happening. I can't put together the context or the story for this. So it was truly blind for me my first time.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting way to go into it. It's crazy to me, as long as you've been around anime, that you've, number one, never watched Princess Mononoke, but also know so little about it. Like, because
To be
people
fair,
talk about it all the time.
I was in Chinona's camp right up until last year when I watched it for the first time. Also, I knew nothing about it. Like I just knew I just knew of the poster, but I kind of went out on my way to know as little as I can about the
I mean,
movie.
I think
and I'm
you
glad
all
for it.
obviously knew it was a Ghibli film.
Yeah, that's
Well, yeah.
all I knew.
Yeah.
Obviously. But
So I mean,
like,
there that name though has a lot of expectation behind it.
that and
Oh,
being a
it's a
Miyazaki
loaded-
film as well.
It's
Yeah.
such a it's why I really, for stuff that's made by Studio Ghibli but isn't directed by Hayao Miyazaki, I pray for them, because there's such a huge expectation.
Well, to be fair, Gravity of the Fireflies is also not a Miyazaki movie. It's one of their
It's
absolute
true, and it's one of their
best.
best. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting, because like this is like my 12th time seeing Mononoke.
Yeah, you've seen quite a
I
bit.
love
Do you
everything
still
about
feel
this
that?
movie.
Yeah, I was about to ask. Do you still like feel that like freshness when you watch it is still like hit?
Yeah,
I
were
was
you still
concerned.
charmed?
I was concerned because like it's been several years since the last time I watched it. Obviously, it's been about 5 years since the last time I watched it, because when we did the movie review, and that was probably, I think that
Right.
was the last time I watched Princess Mononoke. But I've seen it several times before then, and I was concerned going into this. Like, is it just going to be old for me? Because I know exactly what's going to happen. Nothing about the story has changed. But when that movie was over and the credits started rolling, first of all, I was in a theater that was mostly full at 10 o'clock at night, by the
That's
way, on a
awesome.
fucking Tuesday.
That's awesome.
It was the same for me as well. Like the theater
Yeah.
was so goddamn full. I was just like, guys, it's super late and it's like a weekday. Like, what are you guys doing here?
Fucking
That's awesome.
Tuesday on a 10 o'clock at night, and the theater, there may have been a dozen to 20 empty seats in my theater at most, and the theater that I was in was big. It was like I want to say it was like a 70 to 80 seat theater.
Oh, one of the like prime.
Well, it was an actual
theaters.
IMAX theater.
Okay. Yeah, those.
It was
are
like
always
one of those
huge.
2.5-story tall IMAX theaters that I went to.
Wow.
To watch this. I
Sweet.
wanted to find. That's why I didn't mind traveling as far as I did to watch this. It's like I wanted to see
How long did it
this
take you
in
to
IMAX.
get there?
The theater I went to was about a 45-minute drive from my house.
Oh wow.
All right.
But no, when we got through, the credits started rolling and everyone in the theater just started clapping. I'm like, yeah, this is pretty fucking good again, guys. Great job.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I still had that same sense of like wonder and excitement and like awe after my 12th time watching this as I did the first time.
So I was about to ask, did your opinion of the movie change in any shape or form through like over the years? Like it was like something specific that maybe spoke to you that during your first watch didn't really like grab you in any way, or I don't know, there's like
I would say
a different
maybe
perspective.
one aspect or one theme of the movie that I didn't really like connect with as much when I was younger when I watched this was probably the whole like the man, not necessarily man versus nature, but like the progression of technology leading
and
to
how it affects
the,
nature.
like abandonment of nature. Like that didn't resonate so much with me as a kid watching this, like when I was like 11 or 12, but nowadays it resonates with me more.
Yeah.
I would say like nothing major. Like my opinion of it didn't really change. If anything, I have a more deeper love for the movie now after watching it again.
Okay. No, that makes sense though.
awesome.
Like you've had time to grow up and get so many new perspectives, and this movie it's aged like fine wine for you.
It has. Like, this is a movie that just
So
continually
good.
ages very, very well.
So good.
Yeah.
It's it's also, I remember like watching it now for a second time. It's still surprise, like catches me off guard how violent and grotesque this movie can be, especially for a Ghibli movie. You know, it's like
And it's like right up front too. Like
right
one
up
of the
front.
first scenes, one of the very first scenes, you get to see a guy's arms get taken off.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
5 minutes into the movie, like he shoots this guy's arms and like they get cut off. It's like, whoa, this is
Yeah,
way
like,
more visual than I thought it would be.
and for me, when I since this was my first time seeing it, I knew there was a little bit of violence and all that. I knew it could get a little bit bloody because like I've seen wow, why am I forgetting her name?
Grave of the Fireflies?
No, Princess Mononoke. Her name.
San?
Son. Yeah. I remember seeing her like suck the blood out of a wolf to and all that like in clips. And I'm like, okay, like something happens, like whatever.
Badass.
I
scene.
wasn't expecting like arms being taken off, heads being taken off, like things blowing up. I'm like, what the fuck?
It's so. I think it's really cool as it also from the get go sort of tries to show like the cruelty of like of men, and as the movie progresses, you see it more reflects on the cruelty being directed towards nature. But from the very start, they start planting things like, oh yeah, like people are really kind of like violent in general to each other, so of course they would be towards nature as well. And like how that's sort of like plants the seed, and you see it throughout the movie. And just
Which is
as a side,
classic
it's also
Miyazaki.
fucking awesome. Yeah,
Like there's that environmental like through line that goes. That's classic Miyazaki.
so good.
Yeah, seriously,
Yeah.
classic Miyazaki.
But I also like how that also like reflects on the supporting cast. It's just like some of them are like actual badasses. Like I like how like the cast in general, both the main characters and the side characters, like all of them are just like really like charismatic. Aside from maybe it's the dub, but the main character was kind of like I feel it was kind of weak. But maybe the sub it's a different experience. But in general, it's just like, you know, everyone. I mean, to be fair, everyone's swooning over it. It's like, oh, it's like, oh, look at him, he's so hot, he's so handsome. Then he takes his shirt off. Like, whoa.
To be
Everyone's
fair,
horny for him.
to be fair to Ty, if you look at all the other men in that village, you understand.
For sure, for sure. They've never seen a piece of ass like that before.
I mean,
No, I kind of get what he's saying.
It's
though,
quite the
because,
bore.
Yeah, it does almost feel like, especially in certain parts of the movie, you like as an audience member are like just there with Ashitaka as he goes through this world, and you're not actually supposed to be watching him. You're just supposed to be experiencing the world through him.
Yeah.
That's kind of
Sure.
what it feels like in a lot of parts of this film, which I'm not inherently against. It just means that he seems to be the character that gets the least amount of attention, like
He's a very
growth.
simple character. It's also interesting to see like a Ghibli movie with a male lead, you know, because usually it's like a
Yeah.
girl lead.
it's
But
actually, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking like Nausicaa or Spirited Away.
most
guess-
of their films, yeah, it's
I was
interesting.
gonna say Porco Rosso, but that's almost like a dual main character thing.
I think Porco Rosso is the main character of that movie, like more so
Ponyo.
than the Riz.
Ponyo.
Ponyo. But
I
yeah,
mean, I guess most recently, The Boy and the Heron, obviously the main character.
that's,
is
that also too.
Um,
But yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's-
definitely is the least interesting character in the movie. But it's, again, because as you said, you see the world through his eyes.
he's
It's
a very
kind of like-
simple character, and his characterization is like very straightforward, but it works. I think it works for this movie.
yeah, for sure. But again, his like interaction and him like exploring the world and meeting more people. Like I like how there's way more talking about people's issues than actual like violence. The violence is also cool and all, but I like how the movie like makes a point of him literally going to a what's it called, like Iron Town, and like actually talking to the people and understanding their situation and like trying to figure everything out before resorting to violence. And it's
And
actually
I
like
have to
really
say,
mature about it.
I really love that because like when he like this was within the first couple of minutes of the movie, you get introduced to Ashitaka, and you learn that he's actually Prince Ashitaka, like he's actual prince of the
Yeah,
village. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
he's their last hope.
yeah, and
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
and from there you can actually understand why he's so diplomatic, because he's learned these things and he actually puts that into effect. He doesn't just go, oh, these guys are doing bad stuff, let's go kill them. No, he goes to the village, he tries to talk to people and figure things out, and like I'm like, yeah, he knows how to do that because he's a prince. This makes complete sense. This is fucking beautiful writing.
Yeah.
It's great.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's great characterization. Because yeah, you see that he is not only, obviously he knows how to defend himself because you're introduced to him like attacking a boar, but he's got those diplomatic tendencies that have been ingrained into him, and it's really nice to see that he can do both. He isn't just a mindless killing machine.
And with
So I
everyone
must
he
kill.
tries that, yeah. With everyone he tries that, yeah. It's really cool. I like that aspect of the movie where it's like they're going out of the way to try and avoid conflict.
Yeah. I will say one thing about this film in particular. The first 30 minutes of the story, kind of a slow burn.
Interesting that you say that. Really?
I like it. I like it that way because it's really introducing you to this world and sort of like the whole rules of nature that they have kind of going in the background.
Rules of nature.
I knew you were going to do
Where
that.
the sun goes. Sorry, Mel.
But you get what I mean. Like it's showing you like the whole rules of these like deities of like the forest and all that shit. But it would not be anywhere near as good as a slow burn if it didn't have those beautiful like background art shots that we get through it. Like I love when you watch Ashitaka like traveling to where he's going. Like you have these beautiful establishing shots that just pan over gorgeously drawn scenery.
The freaking forest, like dude, like when you see the spirited forest for the first time, it's like that whole like. It's magical. It is magical.
Yeah,
And
I
my
was
God,
just like, holy shit, I wish that was me. I would love to get lost in this forest. Like,
and
it
my
looks
God,
beautiful.
the water in this fucking movie is drawn so beautifully.
It's a beautiful looking movie for sure.
That's why I don't necessarily mind that the first 25-30 minutes are much slower paced than the last bit of the movie.
It's interesting that you say that because like, okay, but.
No, I was gonna say, like, maybe it is a little bit slower paced, but like it's because it's doing what it's supposed to be doing at that time period. World building. Yeah, world building. And it's doing it extremely effectively. It's telling what needs to be said. It's showing what needs to be shown. And it's it's not necessarily holding the audience's hand either. It lets you figure some things out on your own.
But I mean, but you do get that like first sense of wonder with the boar demon boar fight, right? Like you get that, and then you have it slows down, and then you pick up again with the village attack with the samurai. But for this from watching the movie again, like I finished it like 20 minutes before we started recording. So it's super fresh. I was surprised that the middle section was way slower than I remembered. Like for a bit it kind of feels a little aimless, even though there's some really cool like good parts in that. I love that section, but it did feel like that middle like act was kind of like quite longer than both the beginning and the final act. It was noticeable. Then when you get to the ending section, it picks up again, and like you're really engrossed in like things going down. But like that middle section was as much as, and I really like it. I love the contents of it. I love the character interactions. I love everything about it. But it did feel a bit drawn out. And that was the point where you kind of feel that the movie is like 2 hours and 15 minutes instead of it going by quickly. But it's something that I did that for this recent watch at least, like very very noticeable to me.
Can I, you're speaking about the middle part of the movie. Do you know something that it never fails? I always forget that it's an actual part of this movie. Is
What?
the monkeys. I always
Yeah, the
forget,
monkeys.
yeah.
I always forget they're in the movie, and they have this like really funny like interaction with the wolves, like "Let us eat man."
Yeah, I love that part.
I love.
funny that we don't get much
fails to
closure
make
on
me
the
chuckle.
monkeys.
So when I was watching it, initially I was like I didn't realize they were actual monkeys. I thought they were maybe the the corrupted versions of the
The Kodama.
Kodama. Yeah, thank you. I was like, oh, are these angry Kodama spirits because their force
I
was
love the
burned away?
Kodamas, by the way.
Yeah,
The
I love
Kodamas
them.
are so cute.
And like looking at the monkeys when you first saw them initially, I was like, those look like big Kodama. Like is this what they look
Monkey
like when they're
spirits.
angered? Yeah. But like no, they were an entirely separate thing. But I'm just like, holy shit! Like, are these angry Kodama? Like, do they want to eat humans? Because they ruined their forest.
It
But,
is
like, it was
interesting that we
cool.
didn't get much closure on that, on the monkeys.
Yeah, I know. They're
monkeys.
introduced, and you see them again
spirits.
briefly.
Yeah, at the end, but it's kind of. We
but, I
don't
mean,
get
like,
much.
You still get the sense by the end that they're going to be a threat to like the wolves and the boars, and
Yeah, but I don't take part in the conflict. Yeah.
yeah. I don't
It's
know. It's
interesting.
kind of a very interesting thing that's I don't know if we're supposed to like if it's supposed to insinuate that they get wiped out in some way, or they destroyed themselves or whatever. I don't know, but it kind of weird that they introduce that and then they show it to you again, but then never follow up on that at the end.
Yeah. It is weird. I do.
But I just
wanna-
that scene where they're like, "Give us man, we eat man."
We eat man. I do want to give a quick shout out to the soundtrack.
Oh yeah! Oh my god!
Yeah.
We gotta
That
talk
main
about
theme
God.
is one of
Woo!
Ghibli's finest. Like it's such a
Oh.
beautiful melody.
It's this soundtrack, this score is
both
Joe Hisaishi
magical
at his
and-
absolute fucking best.
Sure. Like it's both magical and kind of melancholic at the same time. It's beautiful. It's so.
But it's also
wonderful.
got these big sweeping big sections with lots of strings and woods and wind instruments. Oh my god, it's so good.
And you do get a lot of restraint with like there are certain scenes where with no music at all, which allows the sound editing and the foliage to really shine. Like hearing every clack of what's his deer's name? What's the name of the deer? You call? No.
You mean the actual name of the deer?
His deer, his magical deer friend.
Yuko.
Oh!
Yeah, Yakul.
Yakel, yeah.
Like you hear his like
yes, the yak or whatever he's supposed to be.
you like hear his like clanks on the ground as he walks, and I didn't notice in the past, but like the foliage editing and like the sound effect, like the sound so crisp and so like precise, and it just
Yes.
feels so right.
Like
brings
it
you
sounds
into
like
this
an
world.
actual forest.
Yeah, it brings you into the
Yeah.
world. It's really immersive.
Yeah, the foley in this is really good. That's also something I wanted to mention as well. With the 4K restoration, I feel like they also did a restoration on the soundtrack as well, because
Really?
it sounds better. Like it sounds more
Like
crisp
remastering
and
it?
clear. I don't
Awesome.
know. Just I don't know if they did that as part of this 4K restoration. If they went back and restored or did a restoration or a remaster of the soundtrack and the score and the sound effects. But if they did, it definitely comes through, because it feels like, from my recollection of watching it before, that the soundtrack is definitely more crisp and clear.
Okay. Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Genuinely love the soundtrack of it all. Special. I have to say, like, don't get me wrong, everything was beyond fantastic. But like, when I went, like, after the movie ended and I went to get up and they started playing the score at the end, I immediately sat back down. I'm like, hold the fuck on, like,
Yeah,
yo,
genuinely
We stay
this
for
is
this.
banging. Like,
Yeah.
I had to go to the restroom, but like, I was like, okay, hold on, I gotta listen.
I
to
gotta
this.
hold my piss for this. This is so good. I'm holding my piss in for it. I will say,
Yeah.
from my perspective, watching it in a theater, it was an interesting experience because there was someone sitting right in front of me, was clearly their first time watching this movie,
Really?
and getting to see their reactions in real time was very entertaining.
What was like a highlight of their reaction to the movie?
So you know that scene where what is it? What, I can't remember which of the wolves, but they fall off like the cliff.
Mm.
It's
Yeah.
like, oh no.
That's hilarious. That's so good.
And I had to. It took a lot of restraint for me not to burst out laughing when I saw her
That's
do that.
amazing. I love it.
I don't know who you were that was sitting in front of me, but you made my theater going experience very entertaining.
That's awesome.
With listening to all your reactions to this, because it was very clearly her first time watching this movie.
That
Can we-
does make me happy that like so many people are interested in older properties like this as well.
Yeah.
Because it still holds up. It still holds up. It's still like it still captures that like wonder, that sense of wonder, and it's like
Yeah,
it's
that
crazy
4
this movie
million
is almost 30 years old.
That 4 million isn't just nostalgia,
No,
but yeah,
I-
a good
I
amount
do
of it
wanna-
is.
I do wanna like so. So wait, so both my brain just farted. Do both of you watch the dub at a certain point? Chiroda, was this the dub or the?
I
sub?
watched the sub. I have seen
Okay.
clips of the dub, but I watched the sub specifically.
Interesting. Okay, because I wanted to talk about the dub real quick about something very specific. So on Netflix, so obviously you have like both the dub and the sub, but the subtitles are for the subbed version, for Japanese dub audio.
Oh.
So just for like out of curiosity, I watched it dubbed again, and I put the English subtitles, and the amount of stuff the dub adds that I just found really amusing because it feels so American the way they went about it. Like there's this moment where I keep forgetting the main character's name.
Ashitaka.
Ashitaka, thank you. So there's this moment at the beginning where he sees this like village getting attacked by samurai. So there's this moment. So he looks from afar and is like, "Is this a battle?" And the sub says, "Is this like a war?" And then it cuts and you see the samurai like killing the citizens, and there are no subtitles, so he doesn't say anything. But then he goes in the dub, they're massacring them. And there's like several points in the movie where you see where you get that like extra lines that they say, and you're like, oh, they must have told it to add that so like American audiences wouldn't be confused or something. Oh, wait, maybe they're friends. Why do they kill each other? Oh, man, of course they're massacring them. Like there's certain points in the movie where they do that, and I found it really amusing and interesting, honestly. So just an observation.
That's you can thank our friend Neil for that.
So who does he
he
voice?
wrote the
He voices the main
translation.
character, Keanu?
No, Keanu, what?
What?
You said Neo. So I
No,
thought,
Neil. You can thank
Neil.
our friend Neil Gaiman for that.
oh, Neil Guy. No.
He's the one who
not
wrote the
English.
translation for the dub.
Neil, like, for the love of God, stay away from translating anime, please. Okay.
Stay away from women too, because clearly.
Stay away from women.
Oh my God,
That's also
let's not.
good. That's a name that's gonna be cool to think about now.
Yeah.
Thanks, Neil.
Yeah, I mean, you can thank that because from everything I've been able to see, like he wrote the translation and he intentionally made significant alterations to the translation specifically for American audiences.
It just feels like it's dumbing down the script. Like again, Ghibli
To be
movies are
fair,
great, like-
it's Americans. It needs to be dumbed down.
I know,
Well,
but
And
the
Harvey
nice thing-
Weinstein wanted this cut down to 1 hour and 20 minutes.
no cuts.
No cuts.
No cuts. So that it just feels like dumbing down the script. Like one of the things I like about Ghibli is how sometimes they let the movie breathe. You then don't get dialogue at all. You get some scenes like that in the movie, but then sometimes they will just add a line to extra clarify something that is very obvious. It's like, come on, man, come on.
I want to be as charitable as I can. That was not uncommon with with English dubs of anime at the time.
Yeah,
I can see that.
It happened a lot in the early dub of Pokemon, and I mean a lot.
Hey kids,
Where
you
they-
like jellyfish donuts?
Yeah, I'm not even talking about that. Like, they would add lines that for characters that weren't on screen, and they clearly didn't say anything in the Japanese version. I don't know. That was it's hard to say that it's. I can't blame. I mean, I can blame Neil for a lot of things, but I can't inherently blame him because it was not exactly uncommon for the time that this dub came out.
For sure. And again, I can hear the producer somewhere, like who's like responsible for the dub. Can you add a line there for just to make sure they know these are bad guys? You know, just to make sure they're not confused. God forbid.
Now, I wanna ask you guys. It's kind of the one thing that I can point to this movie and say maybe it could have been done better. Is the whole romance aspect between Ashitaka and San?
Okay, so I felt like this was forced and almost completely out of nowhere. It honestly kind of annoyed me when it happened at the very end, because I was just like, what? Where's this coming from? Like, what romantic feelings were they feeling towards each other? Why didn't you set something up? Like, anything. It felt very left field for me.
Like, it makes sense. Don't you think it makes sense? Like, the point it's trying to show, it's the first time Sun comes in actual contact with another human, and then that's like, you know, through their interaction and through their like actions together, because obviously like he's trying to help them out and bring peace to the area, and she thinks about the nature, and you know, she hates humans.
Do you know what it's reminiscent of? Tarzan and Jane.
Oh, actually, yeah. But so
no, seriously, like it's the first like other human that Tarzan meets, and he falls in love.
But it gets like I'm kind of like I don't think the romance is like that a major pillar of the movie.
No,
it's not. It's not a major pillar at all. I'm just annoyed by it because it felt forced to me and it came out of nowhere. That's what I'm annoyed by. Like, is it a big aspect? No, not at all. It's so
it doesn't ruin the movie.
Bro, don't you want a beautiful woman to chew their food and give it to you mouth to mouth? You know.
I mean, yes, absolutely. But this has nothing to do with the rest of the movie.
That scene was a beautiful Duang chew. That's all I got to say.
Chew. Bro, I would love someone to come over and just like command me. Chew.
I don't know what this says about you, Natai, but okay.
I mean, don't get me wrong, the man's right, but like,
you fucking asshole. You would lay down. You would fucking, you know, lay down on the ground if someone would tell you to bark, bro. Who are you to judge me? Are you
talking
only if that person? Only if that person was Makima. Just saying.
You think you're better than me? You're right there with me on the floor, my guy. You're right there with me licking the floor.
Oh, God.
Yes. I mean, he's not wrong. He's not
Why
wrong.
do you think
I
my
like how
phone
his
is so shiny,
almost
bro?
fell off doing that. No, so I see both sides of this. It's like, I don't mind the fact that there's a romance element there. I wish it had been expounded or expanded upon a little more than it was.
Like, if they at least set up some type of, like, connection beforehand in the romantic aspect, I would have been more accepting of it. But, like, it truly felt like it came out of left field for me. Like, they didn't set anything up at all. And I'm just like, you know, no.
I don't necessarily agree, but I see where you're getting at. Maybe it's a bit underdeveloped.
Yeah, that's what I would say. It's underdeveloped. I feel like as it stands, I think if you took the romance element out of the movie, I would still think it's a great movie.
Bro, you get a classic Ghibli hug. I love that shit, bro. It melts my heart.
I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. I just wish it had been developed just a little bit more than it was in the final cut, you know?
You're just looking for bestiality, you sick pervert.
I did not say that. If I want that, I'll watch Wolf Children.
She was raised with animals her whole life, so...
I mean, she definitely a furry. I just throw that out there.
She's literally a furry.
Now I regret bringing it up. I regret bringing it up now. my god.
All right. Well, I don't really think we have a whole lot more to talk about in regards to this film. I guess we can just talk about, what do you guys give this out of 10? For me, it's probably my second favorite Ghibli film. It's 10 out of 10 for me. Like, for the minor nitpicks that I can throw at it, it's still as close to a perfect anime film as there is.
So for me, this was absolutely amazing film. I legitimately want to go see it again, both on the big screen and at home. I already have some edition of it somewhere in my movie collection, but now I straight up want like a steelbook of the 4K if they even make that.
Do it.
Yeah. Like, that's how much it impressed me. I genuinely love this experience. I don't think it was necessarily perfect for me to give a 10 out of 10. Like, there has to be next to nothing I can complain about. And there's very minor nitpicks I can give here and there from like especially the romance thing. That's like the biggest thing I can say for me. Otherwise, maybe some of the animation is a bit dated in certain parts, and that's all I can. And again, extreme nitpicking, extremely minor nitpicks. And
It
that's
wasn't
just due to
Isekai. He
age.
can't give it a 10 out of 10.
Wow.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
Yes, you're wrong. Get out of here.
That's funny.
So it's a 9 out of 10 for me, but again, like,
Respectable.
This is like 9.9 out of 10 kind of thing. Like, I'm gonna be telling this to everyone, like, hey, if you haven't seen it, go see it. Like, go watch the Blu-ray version of it if you can. Go watch the 4K version if you can.
Go watch
like,
it streaming.
Sub or dub, it does not matter. Just go watch it. This is one of those anime movies that's worth the experience. You don't even have to be a person that watches anime to watch
For
this.
sure.
This is just
Absolutely.
such
Agree.
a beautiful movie that it stands on its own in its own medium. Like,
totally
it
agree.
just works. Like, I'm planning on showing my parents upstairs this because I'm like, they would love this. Like, it's just such a great standalone story.
Yeah.
Agree.
But yeah,
Yeah.
that's my review.
I definitely agree with what you said, Shinoda, but the fact that like a lot of people who don't even watch anime should definitely check it out because it's still beautiful. I think in general, Ghibli is pretty good about like being accessible to people who don't usually watch anime. But yeah, I kind of go back and forth about this one, but I think this one is a 10 because it still holds up so magnificently. Like, the animation is still breathtaking. It still like transports you to this mystical world, and it's still there. I do feel like the middle section kind of like if slow, like just doesn't flow as much as I would have liked it to. It feels a bit aimless, even though again there are like some fair moments are in that section. But aside from that section being kind of like isn't as strong or as like engaging as the other parts of the movie, again, still beautiful. It still holds up. Still a movie worth experiencing again and again. And I'm looking forward to the next time I get a chance to watch it and maybe talk about it because it's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Awesome. So, nearly a unanimous across the board 10 out of 10. So close.
Like, who knows? Give me a little bit more time and another rewatch. Maybe I'll change my mind. But we'll see.
We still only have one unanimous 10 out of 10 in the entire history of Anime Club After Dark, and it's
Which one was
Freerin.
that?
It's
Oh.
Freerin, yeah.
Freerin is the only
That's
unanimous 10 out of 10 we've ever had on this podcast.
Yeah, that's true. It's funny.
Yeah, that's gonna be our re-review of Princess Mononoke. Now, this is kind of different than how we do our regular movie reviews. Typically, how we do it is one person chooses and then the next person chooses what we review. This is kind of special since both Shinoda and I had an opportunity to go see this in theaters. We wanted to do this and sort of insert it in our normal rotation of movie reviews. That being said, we have actually already recorded the next movie review you all are going to see, and it's the one that Shinoda picked. It is the short film called Summer Ghost. And that's going to be coming out next week. If you're watching this live, if you're watching this on the day it comes out, it will be coming out 1 week from today. So that gives you plenty of chance to go find it. Good luck, because it's not streaming anywhere. So figure that one out yourself.
Yo ho ho.
What?
and a
How
bottle
did
of
you
rum.
get a hold of it? Wait, what?
Oh, I just happened to have a copy of it on Blu-ray that I had at a yard sale. It's just I found it.
Right.
Clearly.
My brother works at anime.
I'll have you know, my father works at the anime store, and he had this for me. But no, that is going to be our next movie review, and then after that will be Natai's turn to pick. I won't reveal just yet what he's picked, but we already know. As of the time of recording this, we know what he's picked.
Pretty
but
good
we'll
one.
Wait.
If I
We're
may
gonna
say.
wait. We're gonna wait until after the Summer Ghost movie review comes out to announce it in our Discord server.
I'll just
All
say
that
this.
being, oh, go ahead.
I'll just say this. I think it'll be a movie that'll be very easy for us to gush about.
Yes, in more ways than one. But with all that being said, thank you everyone out there for dropping in to watch us talk about Princess Mononoke. Let us know down below what you thought of this movie. Also, if you went and saw the 4K restoration, let us know what you thought
How'd you like
about
it?
seeing that in theaters.
Is it your
as
first
well.
time watching it? 12th time? 50th?
50th time. Maybe you made it. I don't know. You could be Hayao Miyazaki.
Maybe you are
in the actual
Miyazaki.
comments. I don't know. But
Maybe you're Miyazaki. You're disappointing us. Who knows?
I mean, yeah, probably. But also, be sure to like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more Anime Club After Dark content. Check down below where you can find links to all the stuff Anime Club After Dark does, as well as a link to our merch store if you want to help us out that way. With all that being said, though, I have been your host, Alex, and we will see you next time. Say goodnight, guys.
Good night, everybody.
God damn, that animation was crisp.
It's got
Crispy.
Keith fucking David in it.
It's so good.